deep in an underground secret Pacific Island lair, Pop Culture Minefield presents Saturday Morning Funtime. This is the Comic Relief Crusader telling you to get your morning cereal ready, because here we go.
I love that opening theme. Woohoo! Saturday morning somewhere. Happy Saturday, everybody. I got the gang here. Well, some of them. Poor Martin is not going to be here today. His wife, she broke her foot last night, and they finally decided to go to the doctor this morning because when they woke up, it was bruised pretty badly. So it's usually a good sign. It's a fracture when you see bruising. So I told her, take care of herself when they called this morning. And I also said, you really need to stop kicking Martin in the head. Kick him in the butt. It's a lot softer. Less likely to break your foot. But it is Saturday morning. And hey, Keith right here injured his knee. We don't know what. He just woke up that way. And so hoping he starts feeling better. We have Shanatsky here. Hey, Shanatsky, keeping an eye on you, Shanatsky. And of course, love of my life. I love you too, buddy. Anima Confusa is here. Hello, Anima.
Anima is for Martin today. I speak English with an accent. That's all that's needed for this job.
Yeah, and what's important is, unlike Martin, your accent's real. He makes his is fake. He's from Ohio. Everybody knows he's from Ohio. But yeah, he's not even from good Ohio. He's from Toledo.
Oh, wow.
John, the link is in the group, in the Saturday group.
You and Scott want to kill me right now?
No, because that's Scott's from a different part of Ohio, and I'm from the opposite side of the state of Toledo.
I lived in a place called Lake St. Mary in Salinas, Ohio, and it's a nice lake. There's a mobile home park, retirement community, and I was I think I was like one of the only kids there at first, and but it was nice. There's a lot of good fishing there, and problem was the only fish you could catch were fucking carp. Jeez. And if you know anything about carp, man, they're bony fish. They're very bony. They're good eating, but they're bony. So it was my experience of eating pressure cooked fish was because of that. My dad went out and bought a pressure cooker. And with pressure cookers, you can eat all the bones. You can eat the bones. You won't choke on them. And so we ate the crap out of carp. Crap out of carp. Ooh, gross. And carp. Anyway, it's it's a form of alliterism. I don't know. Carp, and you move one letter, and it's crap. And a lot of people call it a crappie. It's a gutter fish because it's not a great fish. But I got to tell you, when it's pressure cooked and seasoned, fucking good. I ate it as a kid. We survived. And I was raised by people that survived the Depression by doing that, living off the land. My family were home builders. Charlton, Illinois, for decades, a majority of the houses built in that town were built by my family. And they were built
Charlton.
Charleston.
Charleston. Okay.
Charleston, Illinois. And unlike Charlton Heston. And who's here? Oh, Das Wolfen is here. There he is. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Yeah, I was about to talk about your computer crashing. So I don't know if did you tell Danny? Does he know that you won't be there tomorrow?
I posted in the group, but I'll let him know that I'll send him a direct message.
Okay. But, well, right now we only have 3 people here. We have Penny, Dust Wolfen, and Bush McFadden. Nobody's watching right now. Anybody listening is, of course, over on KGRA. Good morning, KGRA audience. How are you today? I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. It's really weirdly quiet. We usually have a lot more people in the morning. Is something going on today?
TGIF was quiet too last night.
Question, Gary. when they finished, did they just say, "This is a built house. This is a built house"?
I'm lost on that one. I don't recognize that. What is that?
Madhouse. This is a madhouse.
Madhouse.
Oh, it's
This
a
is
madhouse. Man, it was just too off the mark for me to catch. It was like I'm sitting there going, I'm trying to reach it. I'm trying. Is that what it is? It's Super Bowl. That's right. It's Super Bowl weekend. They're not. Look, I know that you can't do advertisements and shit and use the term Super Bowl, but if they're going to gank people that mention the Super Bowl in their shows, that is absolutely infringement. It's infringement of freedom of speech. I'm not going to promote it. I'm not going to do a Super Bowl show. The game. Is that what they're calling it now? The game, the big game.
The big
like
game.
Yeah, it's bullshit that people have to do that. It's just ugly. But Bush is here. Hello, Alex Moore. Bush is here. Alex Moore. So you guys are here. That's really good. And Das Wolfen, it says you're a new member. What's up with that?
Oh, I had to do the change.
You had to redo it again because I thought you were already a member.
I am, but it still came up with 15
you.
months. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
annoying.
it did that to me when I had to change my credit card.
It's one of the things that I don't like about YouTube's membership thing, that they don't, if you lapse even like a few days, you're canceled. I think it's you one day. One day.
They don't reset you. Because for me, it was like a month, and it just kept continuing counting the months. It didn't reset me to 0.
Oh, it didn't? Okay.
No.
Well, that's good.
No, it didn't.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good. Today's show is brought to you by Fuel Up. I don't have the graphic yet, and I know Bill's going to yell at me, but I have been insanely busy. Anima knows. She spends a lot of time with me, and she knows I'm constantly fucking doing stuff.
Want to.
And I lose sleep over it because I get an average about 4 to 5 hours sleep a day. That's all I get. It's not by choice. It's because that's all I can get because I'm constantly having to do shit.
And it's freaking me out that he's not sleeping.
Yeah, and so I haven't got the graphics done. And this is the thing. And, once again, I'm not whining. Don would say, sounds like some whining. I'm just saying, I'm pretty much the guy that has to do everything. I have a great team of people. You guys are awesome. But you're some of the most unhelpful motherfuckers I know when it comes to getting shit done.
So Gary, what you're saying is that my plan to cause your early demise is slowly.
I'm getting a drink. Don't say shit like that. I almost spewed.
Almost got him.
That too was
Here's
part of
what I
my
have
evil
to
plan.
say.
Damn you,
There you
Gary.
go. Fuck you,
Damn you.
Shinatsky.
All
You're
I
the only
want to
person
say-
I made a fucking banner for.
I fucking love you too, Gary.
I love you too, buddy. So today we're going to be talking about a classic film. It's part of
Not
the
true.
Charlton
Liar.
Keith in Space. Keith in Space. It's like Jews in Space. Keith in Space.
Wow.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I deserve this one. There you go.
As funny as that sounded, you
are a racist. So this is part of the Charlton Heston trifecta. He did 3 classic sci-fi films, very close together. It's over a period of a handful of years.
dystopian.
Yep. The first one being Planet of the Apes. The second one being
Soylent Green.
Omega Man, and then the third one was Soylent Green. Right? I got it in the right order, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the 60s and then right into the 70s. We got 2 films. Planet of the Apes in the 60s, and in the 70s we got Soylent Green and Omega Man. And oddly, Soylent Green was last year, 2022. And by the way, just to explain to people, it sounds normal. It's acceptable to say 2000 and then the year all the way up to 09. Once you get to 09, after that, it becomes 20. It just sounds weird if you say 2010. It's 2010 and then 2011. And But I hear people doing it all the time, saying the 2000. It's like, really, could you imagine somebody back in 1917 at the onset of World War I for us saying it's 1917?
Actually, that's how Croatian people say it.
That's because it's a third world
It's
country. They
weird.
don't know any better.
No, dude.
Listen, Gary, you don't live here. You don't get to shit on this country. I do.
I don't live in a lot of places that I shit on.
Anima, let me reintroduce you to Mr. Gary Castell.
Hey,
Worldwide
I'm that guy.
He-
Hey, is Gary one of those guys that shits on places? Yeah, that's what Gary does. He shits on people and places.
That's a stick. That's a stick.
I know. And when he did that to me the first
You look
time,
up dick in the dictionary and it's got a picture of Gary.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh God.
Look up the phrase shitting on, and it has a reference. See Gary.
And you know that's
also German expressionist films.
Actually, I like German expressionist films. I like some of the early shit. It's because that stuff started in the 1920s. With I just forgot his name. The futurist did the robot that inspired C-3PO.
Fritz Lang.
Fritz Lang. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Anima, our president can't read. Gary has no room to talk.
Oh, but he shits on him too. So.
I shit on Biden all the time. Are you kidding me?
He put on Twitter a couple of
Come
days
on,
ago
man.
Come on. How Biden is lying. His mouth.
I've always said, come on, man. But now, because he says it so much, it's all I can think of is I'm doing a really bad impression of Biden. Come on, man.
I will say, as the resident minority today, that yes, he shits on everybody equally.
I don't hold back. I learned that almost 20-some years ago from Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Mm-hmm.
I understood immediately what they were doing, and I'm like, oh my God, that's how you do it. You shit on everybody, because if you soft sell one person, you fail at what you're trying to do.
That's right.
I love how they stand by that. It's like, look, if we do that, if we don't go after one group of people, we fail at being what is that called?
Satirists.
Fair satirists. That they do, and they shit on everything. And this
so
latest
money.
episode, again, I got to go into it. Kanye West. I mean, his little imaginary cherub that he had, Cartman, called him Yee.
Jeez.
Did they explain how he stopped becoming a gay fish?
Oh no, they didn't even bother with that shit. That's old South Park. This shit was going after all the new stuff, and just basically referencing Yahtzeeism and how Yahtzees.
Oh, wow.
And Cartman is all of a sudden like he becomes the little Valentine cherub, but his arrows have a special thing in them that when he shoots them, it makes you fall in love with Yahtzeeism. And finally, Cartman realizes how wrong he is. And hey, Ryan, how you doing, man? Somebody send Ryan an invite so he can join us if he wants to talk about Omega Man. But oh my God, dude, that is just so freaking funny. That is so freaking funny because Cartman realizes at the end of the episode that he's wrong and tackles his little imaginary, cherub Valentine guy and makes him take his pills to make him stop being that way. Because clearly that's what's going on with Kanye. He's mentally ill. He's got problems. And I dislike it when people go after him. It's like, look, man, making fun of him and shitting on him is making fun of somebody who's got mental problems. But don't listen to him either. Jesus, people that listen to him. This is my problem with people who support Jim Carrey. They go, oh, man, he's just saying the truth. I said, he's mentally ill. When you say shit like that, you're helping him not face his mental illness and deal with it. And that's why you shouldn't support people. You should support them emotionally. You don't support what they're doing or saying. People who are mentally ill, you have to call them out on it and say, "Hey, man, you need to get checked. Something's wrong with you."
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up with mental illness in our family. My sister's schizophrenic, and I'm not gonna say which one because fuck them. They're all kind of schizo in my opinion. But no, one particular sister actually was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and it's been hard on us, the whole family. Very difficult. My brother Mike and I would cry over it because of like one time she showed up at my house and did it with him too, and speaking in Seussian rhymes, talking like she was from a Dr. Seuss book, nonsensical. There was words didn't make sense. And it's very cyclical. It's very frightening when it happens. And I've seen her go through things, and I'm telling you, man, you still call them on it. We all did an intervention with my sister, saying, "Hey, you better get." And she jumped out of a second story window the first time we did it. Yeah, she's like, "Like this," jumped out the window. But
Peter
oh,
Venkman,
hey,
hey,
yeah, Peter Venkman
thanks.
Fanside. Hey, good morning.
I am doing. I'm doing a lot better now that I'm taking my medication. So,
Pat is here. Yeah, thank God, because man, you were driving me crazy. Oh, wait, are you just talking about for your knee or for your crazy?
Oh wow! No, I have Yee disease. Every so often I go off. Every so often I go off thinking that I'm God's grift and that Trump is my best friend. So yes.
You got the Yee's knees.
Yee's knees.
But with Omega Man, is it me or is this almost like a commercial for the NRA? Because I was rewatching clips and I forgot how much gunfire was in
there is a lot of gunfighting in there, but look, I'm going to put this out there because a lot of people have taken shit, including Jim Carrey, took a huge shit on her. I mean, on Heston. It's like, hey, I'm going to tell you something. Back before it was popular, do you know who was the only actor standing out there fighting for civil rights?
Charlton Heston.
Charlton fucking Heston.
Yeah. One of them, but yes.
He was the main one. Him and Sidney Poitier.
And Frank Sinatra.
Sinatra, I don't know. I've never really considered him an actor.
Yeah. Oh, good point.
He's a performer, entertainer. Don't get me wrong. He could act, but like so many people, he didn't make the movies for me. It was his co-stars that made the movies for me. It was either Marlon Brando. What was that great film? Gene Kelly. I'd see the movies really for who he was with in the movie. I think the only film I ever enjoyed that was really just kind of a him movie was one where he's got his kid and he sings the Rubber Tree Plant song. I can't remember. Pie in the Sky. Pie in the Sky.
Oh, yeah.
I liked that movie. I didn't like Man with the Golden Arm. I didn't think it was very good. I don't think he was very good in it. I don't think he was all that great in From Here to Eternity. Montgomery Clift was the best part of that movie, and Borgnine. And got to be honest with you, give it to Burt Lancaster in that movie too.
Oh, geez, Burt Lancaster.
Jeez. What are you, from Fargo?
Jeez, man. Jeez.
Yes, Pat, this is one thing I did want to talk about today. Let me pull that up real quick because I ended up closing my browser and I don't want to do that. Twitter. We have a close friend who is I've known for a while that he was he had some medical issues. I don't want to say what they are because I don't feel it's my place. But 24/7 Fusion Media is somebody who has medical issues and problems, and he doesn't want to, he's got this thing about he's a proud man, very proud. But the fact is, I agree with Mexican Iron Man and Pat that this gentleman, he needs some help from us. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Share screen. Entire screen. There we go. This is our good friend. Culture Casino posted this morning. And he said, this is a very serious time we are in. People and their voices are important. Sometimes things get bigger than what can be dealt with, and everyone may need a bit of help. This is one of those times. If you can help, please do. And go to this GoFundMe, which Pat has graciously posted into our chat. And this is for our good friend 24/7 Fusion Media. And I also shared this on my profile. to talk about it, because what I had to say about it was, please help our dear friend 24/7 Fusion Media. Thank you for sharing his GoFundMe campaign, Culture Casino, and bringing it to all our attention. 24/7's an essential voice in the wilderness of today's entertainment and comic industries. I wanted to add more, but Twitter doesn't allow that many words, so I had to end it there. And I, of course, tagged Stone, Loki, and Mags on that one, because that's all it would let me. I'm not happy with Twitter, with its limitations of making posts. And you got to pay the $8 a month to be able to say more. And I think that's silly. That's silly. It really is. But anyway, 24/7 Fusion Media is in need, and this is his GoFundMe account. They're up to 540 right now over there. And as soon as I get paid, I'm going to be throwing some into it too. This is important. Help this guy with his medication and medical needs. And he's got, it does mention this here, deep vein thrombosis, which is deadly if not taken care of. Slicer Fred, I would agree with Gary on that one. They are just having a good time, not really acting. But it's a fun movie. No, and I enjoy Sinatra films, by the way. I do. It's just, I don't consider him a serious actor. The real serious actors were everybody else around him. And we all know the story about the making of that movie, because it's in The Godfather. The horse in the bed scene, the horse head cut off in the guy's bed. It's what led to a confrontation between Sinatra and Mario Puzo, and in a restaurant. And Mario Puzo basically, his general idea was, look, you're Northern Italian with your blonde hair and your blue eyes. I'm Southern Italian, Sicilian. So you talk to who you want to, and we'll see how far that goes. And nothing happened. But they do talk about it a little bit. I think they showed it incorrectly, but they did put it into that mini series about the making of The Godfather. But again, let's talk about this real quick. Emergency help for 24/7 Fusion Media. He's a close friend of all of ours, and please consider contributing to his GoFundMe. This isn't just a one-time thing. This will probably be an ongoing thing, because look, man, he struggles, and he's important to our community. What he gives is important. He's like Keith. He's an educator when it comes to the history of comics and the need to be more reverent to these characters that we love. And it's the problem I have with a lot of DC. Wolfie, if you're watching the show, thanks for creating that group. There's a group over on Facebook. I don't think Keith's in it. I might add you to that group, Keith, if you want. But Chuck's in there, and it was created by Wolfie, and Shane Moore's in it. And Andre's in there, and I'm like, who created this group? And everybody's like, we thought you did. I'm like, fuck no, not unless I was like doing drugs. No, I didn't create this. And then I went and looked. It's Wolfie. Wolfie created that group. And interesting discussions going on in there about comic books. And I went off on one of my tirades. But Chuck Dixon, I sent you the link last night, Keith, to his interview. And I think we should get him on, not to talk about everything he's doing. We should do that. But I want to talk to him about the current state of affairs with DC Cinematic and the problems, and the James Gunn problem. I don't, people like to think that, he's like potentially a savior, but he may not be Taika Waititi, but he's irreverent. And everything he's done is pointed that way. Everything. No, there's nothing that he did in the comic industry for films, cinematically, that doesn't point at him being irreverent. It says quite the opposite. And I do believe Brightburn is what he thinks of Superman. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh shit, Anima, anime guy. Your voice,
Anima guy,
really caught me up. I'm like, oh shit, Brandon's here.
So it's Anima if it was a guy. So you really, really are attracted to Brandon.
That fucking surprised me, dude. That was a genuine jump. I was like, oh shit, Brandon.
I didn't mean to startle you.
The good Brandon is here.
No,
Yes,
so
the good one
funny.
is here.
The good Brandon.
Yeah, I don't trust James Gunn, and for those reasons that you mentioned, and we'll find out soon enough if certain things that are being floated about actually are true, that Discovery wants to give Warner Brothers the boot sooner rather than later. So we'll see.
We'll find out. And a lot of people have said, well, you're pro Snyderverse. I said, I am not pro Snyderverse. I've criticized it openly. Mikey Sutton and I both don't like the Snyderverse that much. We love Zack Snyder's previous films, not a fan of what he did with DC. But I loved his casting. It's like J.J. Abrams. I didn't like J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, but I liked his casting.
I will say this: if it is looking like Zaslav is going to dump everything, do not assume though that the problems are going to get any better, because the thing that we have learned about both Warner Brothers, Disney, now we're beginning to hear stuff about NBC Universal and Paramount, is that all these companies have been screwing around for so long that financially they are not as healthy as they seem to be. And that they're going to need... Well, it isn't... Yeah, but it's not all of it has to do with just being woke. I mean, business practice-wise. I have been saying for a long time that, when you notice that the budgets for certain films, that when you are now spending on your marketing as much money as you made for a movie, or sometimes more, things are getting out of control, and you can't keep that up. The amount of marketing, the money that they spent for marketing Joker, cost more than what it took to make the movie. That is insane.
That is insane.
Warner Brothers is just a company that just really needs someone to get in there and just start really doing a lot of what Zaslav was doing, but trying to...
Oh, damn, you just went super quiet, man.
Yeah, we lost you, dude.
Yeah, just to get in there and do business-wise something that will really help the company. The thing with Zack Snyder was the fact that he was never in control of the DC films. People seemed like he was in control. He wasn't. They never wanted someone like a Kevin Feige. The executives wanted only one person and didn't get that person.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
And that was. And so the thing with Zack Snyder is that he was always like their third, fourth, fifth, sixth choice, and they treated him that way. They never gave him.
Well, this is for another show, because we're gonna get in the weeds on this one, because you and I are simpatico on this. Absolutely, the way he got treated led to a lot of the problems.
That's right. And Man of Steel was not his idea, but he had to adhere to everything within that script because the person who they wanted wrote it.
Yeah,
this is one of those things where it's like the Cloud City thing all over again. I have altered the terms of our deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. And they kept doing it. They just kept moving the goalposts. So he did everything he could do to be as entertaining as he could. And he brought in some actors that actually were really well cast. But Warner Brothers didn't know what the hell they were doing.
Just to let you know, Monday, and I do have a new thumbnail with the old M1 helmet on there. We're Soldiers will be our Monday show. We're going to be talking about the film starring Mel Gibson, Sam Elliott, with Greg Kinnear and Billy Pepper.
That was so hard to watch.
Yeah, it's a tough film about one of the it's the first battle in Vietnam, the Ia Drang Valley, and it's a very personal story of the guy who led that battle. He took the first step onto the battlefield and took the last step off of it.
I love this movie.
It's shot more like a Western than it is a war film, but I'm very fond of this film. And Sam Elliott, it's one of his best performances of his career. Playing the sergeant in that film. I love the movie. But that'll be our Monday show. And at the end of our show today, Danny will pop in to promote tomorrow's Dork Side of the Ring. So be prepared for that. But we need to get into what is coming next. So let me load that back up again. Share screen, window, boom, baby. and this is Omega Man.
Hey, Gary, I've
Yeah.
never seen the movie, but I just wanted to pop by, say hi, and say thank you for doing what you can to help out 24, because he definitely needs our help in what ways we can. And I absolutely love the movie that you're going to be showing on Monday. I saw that. I was actually in Canada at the time, saw it in their IMAX, and it was gut-wrenching and heart-wrenching. But it is a show that absolutely has to be seen. So I hope to be able to pop by, say hi, or be in the chat for that. But work sometimes has other ideas for me. So thanks, guys.
I feel you,
it's always good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Good to hear your voice. Even though
Have a good one, man.
Shit out of me.
Yeah, thank you so very much, and take care, everybody.
Bye, Brandon.
See you later, buddy.
See ya.
Bye,
See you,
Brandon.
Shemansky.
Let's get back to this real quick here. Which is, I agree. I think Gunn was a mistake. Absolutely. I don't look. I would love to be proved wrong, but I don't think I'm going to. I think his choices have already proved that he's going in the wrong direction. Gary needs to read the book. If you're talking about Hal Moore's book, I have with James Gallo. I read the book. I own the book. That's almost all I read is military history books. So, Pat. So yeah, trust me. I love the book. One of the classic Western movies of all time is classic Western. Shut up, dude.
Speaking of military, they made Robert Neville into an army colonel in this one.
Hi, just here to offer support. Thank you, Twinkle Teaches. Is this a friend of somebody's? I don't know this name.
It doesn't echo.
Does anybody know who Twinkle Teaches is?
Nope.
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, well,
But
welcome to the show, Twinkle.
Yeah, welcome.
And Verity Princess. And, of course, Slasher Fred is here. Ryan Roger Ate is here. I thought it was a Thay. Did somebody misspell his name? Yeah, somebody misspelled his name. Pat, of course. And I think I've said hi to everybody else. Yep, we're good. Let's get on with the show here and drop the comment so we can get going because I want people to be able to read subtitle. Boy, I got to tell you, this
Sorry if I misspell names, by the way. I'm just trying to be Martine as good as I can.
But yes,
even Martine does it too.
In the apocalyptic future of 1977.
That's the apocalyptic future of 1977. So, movie opens, great opening, right into the movie. Play the titles, opening titles over, shit happening on screen. I like that. That's something I expect from good sci-fi and films like this. 8-track, man. That's the future.
I had a car that had one of those.
I had 8-track. I had an 8-track player. And we see Heston going around the streets of, is this New York or, I think it's New York, isn't it? Or is it Los Angeles?
It's L.A.
It's L.A.
It's Chuck.
Chuck doing his thing. And it's amazing with a busy city like LA that they were able to close off streets and shit and shoot at certain times to be able to close off the streets. I think they picked Sundays and stuff like that to do street shots.
Notice this is not CGI. This is not a visual effect. They just basically got everybody to just keep their butts away from the streets.
Yeah, I can't even remember if there's any. I think there are some matte shots in this.
Now, these are sets. This is lot stuff.
Yeah, this is on the back lot.
Mm-hmm.
This window scene.
Yeah, that looks like present day LA to me.
No, there's not enough homeless people sleeping on the streets.
That's
there
true.
You go.
Yeah.
And if you double that number, well, then you got San Diego.
I'm calling it Gary's movie matinee whenever we show movies. I learned this, and I want to thank. Oh, look at that the Kenny Leisure Warner Brothers logo. That's the ugliest fucking logo they ever used. The Omega Man, which is, of course, another adaptation of the classic I Am Legend. We do not consider the current or the most recent film very good.
By the way, technically, the way the title's done, it's the Omega Mega Man.
Yeah, because it's the Omega symbol, the Omega Mega Man.
Hey, that's also the name of the secret organization that Chuck runs.
That's sort of like Alien 3. It's actually Alien to the Third Power.
Alien Cube.
So,
is it just me, or do you guys all sound echoey?
I don't hear an echo right now. I did previously, but I don't hear it now. And I'm right up on the microphone, so you shouldn't hear an echo with me. And I like films like this that have all the credits titles at the beginning. And of course, the book was by Richard Matheson, a great writer who's written for all the classic sci-fi stuff like Twilight Zone, Outer Limits.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean this is the apocalypse? The streets are way too damn clean.
This definitely would not be an episode of Picard.
No. I have Vincent Price's movie, by the way, Pat, and I would like to actually do that sometime, Last Man on Earth, because I think it's one of the truest adaptations of the book. And it keeps the basic ending.
The weird thing about I Am Legend is every adaptation gets one thing right and the rest wrong. So this one does the thing where this is the one where he's actually named Robert Neville, but no vampires.
Right. I'm just making sure the subtitles are turned on. I didn't see it. Did the subtitles come on when he was talking? Because he says something about you can never find a cop when you need one. Nobody's paying attention. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't see any subtitles pop up. That just made me.
Did you pay attention to this?
None of you zombies shall be the son of God.
Making sure they are selected. So there they go. All right. It is vastly superior. Hi, Martin. Did you guys already finish at the Doctor? It's superior structurally, and I'm not going to say it's better acted, and it's shot on a much lower budget, but I do think it is. Oh, $22.17 for a car. Look at that, the Comet.
I mean, the things this has in common with the book is him scrounging for supplies in the city, and him being hunted by whatever forces after him. Though obviously,
the subtitles are there
during the day. And then at night, if it gets late, he has to rush the hell home before he gets, ganked by a giant horde of zombies, basically. In this case,
and in this one, they're more like vampires. Here, let's not put all the ones up on because we're showing the movie now.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to.
Are these supposed to be vampires or hippies?
A little of both.
There are mutants in this one.
I wonder if I put
San
up
Francisco.
the Saturday Morning Funtime banner, no, it blocks too. So, oh well.
That or it's the DNC, whichever one you prefer.
Now, when he hits this, it's already pre-broke. You can actually see where the beam is pre-broke, but still, that's dangerous for this stunt driver because it comes right down on him when he's driving through. Yeah, it looks like the subtitles are slightly off. I don't care. It's still giving the subtitles. I'm going to find a better way of doing this. I'm going to talk with, and by the way, I owe a lot to Mark C with the big D. I'm echoing again. Hello? Hello? It's you, Keith. Yep. Thanks, buddy. So, this is so cool because, marijuana. And he goes see a movie, and it's a Woodstock film, I think it is. I think this is about Woodstock. And he's actually like typical nerds. He's reciting the lines back to the movie as he's watching it. And but he does the common mistake in vampire movies. Gets caught ill-prepared that the sun's going down. And that's always, even when I was a kid, I was like, well, he had to have been aware what time of the day it was when I saw it with my dad. I've always been frustrated with that in movies when It's like they don't get to Dracula's castle until the sun's going down. Shouldn't you have started out earlier? And I'm doing it the same way that they do on Nick Weiser's channel, Toxic Tuesday. You know, every 10 frames, so many seconds. And
does this mean this show is going to take 3 hours too?
No.
I hope not.
The movie's not 3 hours long.
But neither are the movies that they are showing, and Nick makes it last 3 hours.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because they don't know how to time them out. I time it at the length of the film, and if I need to skip forward, I will. But I really do like this scene. I thought it was funny, the whole gun scene at the beginning where he shoots at the window. It's kind of jarring and doesn't match the movie itself, the cutaway to the guy in the window with the hood. I do love these shots, though, of the city all dead. Yeah, and again, this is stolen right from Nick Weiser. Mark gave me their graphic that they use. I replicated it. Oh, yeah, where he's going nuts. He thinks he hears a phone ringing. Hey, what's that? People today. What is that? What's that thing? It says
Somehow,
phone.
payphones returned.
I think my problem... Sorry about that. I think Heston doesn't sweat enough in this movie. I think that he should be a little sweatier. I'm serious. If I was directing this, that dude would have been sprayed with baby oil all the time to look like he's sweating and schwitzing.
Is that another one of your weird fetishes?
No, because it's hot. It's supposed to be hot, and he's like in Los Angeles. It's just weird. He should be. There's no air conditioning. I do like this scene because he's in a hurry to get back home because oh man, I forgot it. The sun goes down for some reason. Like heading back home, and the vampires are waiting for him. I don't know what that machine gun is. I don't recognize. It's a small one. It's a little 7mm machine gun because that's a 7mm. They drop fire on him. I tried to prevent him to get into his little castle because this is his fortress.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Because it replicates my face perfectly with the eyebrow. So he kills 3 of them here in this scene. Smashes those guys. And they're still somewhat human because he can kill them. Puts out the fire here. Got a lot of stuff back there. There's a military armor there with a star on it. You can see that. I don't know if that's a vehicle or what. But that's what you see. It's not a grease gun, no. It's similar in style, but it's a smaller in caliber and everything. Grease gun, as I recall, fires the 38. I forget what caliber that is.
Yeah, can't blame him though.
No, 45. 45 caliber.
He's got an entire city that he can loot from.
Hey, it's the fountain from Friends. Just kidding. Well, that's the one thing that a lot of people weren't aware of at the time, that gas goes stale and it's unusable after a period of time, like a year or 2 years or some shit. It's no good. You have to have access to the ability to refine it in order to keep producing gasoline. And a history lesson here, if you're unaware. Did we lose Keith? I guess we did.
Yeah.
He had to step away to help Mel with something.
Okay. Oh, I see it. Yep, I see it. So that gasoline came into existence because it was a byproduct of making diesel fuel, and they discovered that it's still usable. So they tried to find a way of using it, and that's how we ended up with gasoline running cars. And now I like this. We get to flashback to what led to everything. And this is all pretty close to the book, little bits here and there that they were trying to come up with something to treat this disease. And it was an epidemic, a pandemic. But as you learn in the book, though, what ends up happening, and it's actually touched upon in Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price, is that because he gave himself the serum, that's why he's not infected. But the fact is everybody else is infected in the story, which of course is biologically impossible because there's always going to be anywhere between 1% and 5% of all humans that are immune.
Yeah, no. In the book, he doesn't know why he's immune. He just knows he does.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. In fact, one of the things he does in the book early on is he's going to a library and he's learning about viruses because he's trying to figure out why the hell it does it. Yeah. One of my favorite books. So
it's a great book. I haven't read it since high school. Actually, I did read the graphic novel version back in 2014. There was a really good graphic novel put out, adaptation. And I owned it, but I don't have it anymore. I wish I did. Because it was black and white. They put no color to it. And it was like a beautiful, stylistic artwork. It's not your typical comic book kind of art. It is typical indie kind of artwork. Oh, yeah, where they're out there having their whatever it is, a burning of whatever effigy of him and yelling out his name.
Yeah, that was in the book.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. He has become legend because he is the last human. And what he fails to understand until the end is that this virus has caused an evolutionary event and that he is actually the cul-de-sac. And that these creatures that he's been murdering fear him. They are now the superior race on the planet, that which took over. And he's killing them, and he's the bad guy. It's like I said yesterday that it's like, Michael Douglas at the end of Falling Down. He's like, I'm the bad guy? It's sort of what he learns he is. He's the bad guy.
Yeah, well, there's a bit more to it because basically there's the hordish ones, but there is a race of the people who are infected that have actual intelligence, and they're basically just wiping.
Like this guy, he was a TV reporter, a journalist, and we get to see him before he got infected, that he was doing a lot of coverage on the events. And that dude was in everything when I was a kid. That dude right there was in everything. Him and his squinty eye. I forget his name, but he was one of those actors that was in everything.
I love how they were somehow able to find so many damn black robes in the apocalypse.
And sunglasses.
And sunglasses. And here's the funny thing. Why can't they go out during the day with the way they dress? That clothing protects them from the sun.
Because albinos.
It's not. That is hilarious. I was literally scanning for this channel, saw the Mega Man thing, thought it was somebody doing a documentary and didn't realize it was you guys all along. Good afternoon. How's it going, Veritex? Nice to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. I always like to see new faces in here. I mean, yeah, I like that scene. They keep the once again, Hollywood was already progressive back then. It's like they act like, progressive today act like they've discovered something and are doing something new. No, Hollywood has always been progressive when it came to race relations in particular. Even women, everything they think is new, like first gay kiss. No, sorry. First gay kiss on TV was L.A. Law. Star Trek was far ahead of all the other Star Treks of today, showing trans and gay. So, here he is as a reporter. This is another flashback, and we get to see him before he got infected, the TV reporter. And now he's the seminal leader of these vampires, this cultish vampire group. I think that even though I love the representation in this film of the characters, when you look at this, having seen Vincent Price version, having read the graphic novel and the book, you realize that this film is a little schlocky in that department.
Really schlocky. I mean, the excess gunfights alone. I mean, he had guns in the novel, but he avoided fighting at all costs.
Yeah, because there was a great risk to himself that interacting with him, he wanted to not interact very much, and I think that was conveyed much better in Vincent Price version of how he tried to keep away from them and not get close to them, because he knew every interaction was a risk to his own life and the possible resurrection of the human race. Colonel Robert Neville. And there he is. That's the leader of the vampires, what he looks like. I forget his name, but he was in everything when we were kids back in the 60s and 70s.
Definitely one of the major character actors.
So often he played bad guys, too. A lot of TV. And he's a good actor. He's like that gentleman, I forget his name. He was in a lot of movies, too. He was in the 7-Ups. He had it looked like he had a skin condition, but what it was is he was burned in an incident in I think, the New York City park. The park, I forgot the name of the park. Central Park. Yeah, Central Park. We have 5 minutes to commercial break. Actually, 4. So I'm going to let this scene complete here. Anthony Zerbe. Yes, thank you, Andy. Thank you. Zerbe was in so much, man. That guy was all over the place. Here you see Neville's pilot getting sick and dying in the helicopter. And it leads to the helicopter crashing and him injecting himself. But the fact is, like I've explained before about viruses and stuff like that there's always going to be 1% to 5% of human beings that are going to be either immune or just carriers. They'll get it, they'll get no symptoms, and they'll just be a carrier, but they'll survive. And so therefore, the human race will always survive that. But that's why I like The Last of Us show, for one reason, that fungus is one that would be 100% mortality, at least at this point.
The concept is great. The concept of that show is great. It's just not well done.
Exactly.
Which
so,
is why we dropped
let's see this where this is where he injects himself with the serum. And the problem is that's it. That's all they had. Look at that orange blood. There's that orangish red blood from Hollywood. Yep. All right, we got to go to our commercial break. I'm going to pause here. Bill Skywatcher is our producer today. Bill, go ahead, take us to commercial break, buddy. Thank you, man. Hi, guys. This is Gary from Pop Culture Minefield here on KGRA, and we're leaving for our first break. I hope we survive.
A birthday without her mom. An anniversary without her husband. Her wedding day without her dad. These are the days when military families feel it most of all. The loss of their soldier, their sailor, their airman, their Marine. they're Coast Guardsmen. Families never forget their loved ones lost to war or illness or suicide. Families never forget, and neither do we. We are TAPS, the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors. We provide resources, support, and comfort to heal the hearts and meet the needs of grieving military families, all at no cost to them. Your generosity can make an enormous difference in the lives of the families of our fallen military heroes. Our military families need to know they are not alone and they are not forgotten. Show them your support at taps.org.
The question facing humanity is on the verge of being settled once and for all. The Mutual UFO Network has been at the forefront of this journey for nearly 50 years. Our members worldwide are dedicated to the research, documentation, and awareness that will shape the future of humanity. Won't you join us?
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
Oh wow, we survived! Welcome back from the commercial break. Now for some more pop culture minefield on KGRA. Welcome back! My voice is so weird in that. I don't know what inspired me at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning to record it like that. I don't know.
By the way, Gary, because you don't remember it too much, what Neville was doing besides scrounging supplies in the book, he was just going around killing vampires during the day, trying to do it early.
Yeah. Yeah, because he wanted to be home and locked away in his little castle. And in the Vincent Price movie, it's a house in the suburbs, but it's barricaded. And then he meets somebody who he thinks is normal, but come to find out she's one of them too. But hey, I wanted to say thank you to Bill. Bill, are you here? If you are, pop out, say hi to everybody, because he is our producer on this show. I'm hoping he's here. He might have stepped away because when he doesn't have to do anything, I imagine he's going to do other things because he does other shows and stuff. You know, his primary concern is to make sure the commercial break is done correctly. And the show opens and ends. So I don't think he's here right now. The rest. But Bill's awesome. And he's the voice of that KGRA ad at the end. And yeah, I got to tell you that you have the MUFON music. That's catchy, man. John, all of us, you'll catch us behind the scenes. We're back.
Yeah, you guys in chat, you don't see him bounce when the music started.
John does it too. I caught him doing it too. We all just sort of got a groove
John
to it.
Moved?
All right, Anima.
She's criticizing us, man, like in music.
I was chatting with Martine. I wasn't watching you.
All right, so here we go, guys. Back to the movie. So he injects himself. And, you know, we have that flashback to, you know, that moment to explain how we got to this point. And from this point forward, really very little flashback. It's more about the story moving forward. I'm not a big fan of flashbacks. I prefer everything to be in the story in order. But, you know, it is a device when used correctly. It works. Here, it's okay because we're seeing him traumatized. And
Tamina listed it perfectly, I think, with the flashbacks.
Yeah, with his Austin Powers jacket.
Austin Powers. Yeah, baby, yeah. Check out that.
Make you wanted, baby.
Sexy, baby, yeah. Do you want a shag, baby? Yeah. One thing that's nice, though, is the booze won't age badly. It'll age well. So he's going to be always surrounded by some really good booze. That's a nice rifle right there. Did you see that? That's a good sniper rifle right there. Yeah, Austin Power Jacket. You just look at that shit.
Gotta love early 70s and late 60s fashion.
That looks like, I don't know who that is. It looks like Brutus. It doesn't look like any of the leaders of Rome. But he's surrounded by all this classic art, Caesar. And he's trying to give everything that lived in feeling, because the insanity that could come from being alone like that. And it was brought up, somebody in the chat brought it up, that the first episode of Twilight Zone touched on the themes of I Am Legend. And in fact, the character picks up a book, Last Man on Earth.
Yeah,
God, he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger sometimes. It's so weird. It is my grocery store. Yeah. Got to kill the vampires. Can you imagine Arnold remaking this film? I would actually fucking watch that. I got to tell you, if Arnold remade Omega Man, not adapting the book, but just remaking this movie. Los Angeles.
The problem, Gary, he was elected to lead, not to read.
Wait a minute. What were those mountains they just showed? Was that a visual effect? There are no snow-capped mountains around Los Angeles. What the fuck? Anybody else see that?
Well, without human beings producing all the stuff, the climate fixed itself, and now there's snow-capped mountains in California.
Oh, Anima's very happy to know that spiders survived the Holocaust. All those spiders.
Fuck you! You asshole! I hate spiders. Everything that is spider-like remotely creeps me out, and he's laughing his ass off whenever.
I'm terrified. I've got arachnophobia, but I still find it funny. Your reaction to it is even worse than mine.
It is.
Look at that 60s architecture and colors, that paint motifs of the 60s, man. Of course, yeah, what is that? That is not a grease gun, but
no, it's not a grease gun, but
it looks like a 9mm magazine.
In my defense, I didn't say it was a grease gun.
No, you said it looks like one, and
like
I get that. Yeah, I get what you were saying. Yeah, I'm not criticizing. Oh man, drink that oil. What are you doing? Oh, I actually, I eat all of the oil with my sardines when I eat them. I mix it and put it on a sandwich. It's really good. The olive oil they use, it's good stuff.
Alrighty then.
If you're looking for the
you damn dirty vampire.
He's looking for the high, but it's in Raccoon City. It's not there.
Note to self: must find better ways of masturbating in the future.
Well, none of the
Note to self: hoard the pornography before it goes bad.
Oh, this is where he runs into her, the first human.
Yeah.
Now, in the book and in the movie, as I recall, she's a plant and is one of the altered. She is altered. But in this film, she's human, as I recall, right?
Yes. Well, yeah, but it's just infected. It's like everybody else.
But she's a carrier. She's not like sick. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about with the 1% to 5% of all human life would not die from something like this.
Yeah, she's a carrier, but she's in the first stage. She doesn't. He's asymptomatic.
Oh, she hasn't. Okay, so all right.
He has been lonely.
He's so lonely that he pulls his gun the minute he hears movement. There she is.
Wait, come back.
Yeah,
it's an M676.
Hey, Beneficial Loans. Do you guys remember Beneficial? Beneficial, boop, boop. Do for more.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. It's good to see you, Martin. Well, here.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Did you ever leave me again? Anyway, what is that thing back there? Is that some sort of water fountain? What is that? Kids today don't know what that is. What is
he
that?
sweaty enough now, Gary?
Now he's sweaty. Now he's sweaty. But he should be sweaty all the time.
Sweaty.
Fucking sweaty. He should be schwitzing all the time.
Once again, though, this is far too clean, for Los Angeles.
So true. Oh, you got some private comments here. Let's see, bastard. Okay. Let's see. And his head. Yeah, I remember that, Bush. There is a movie where his head gets cut off. I remember that. Yeah. Looks like a slimmed down Thompson with a steel flashlight slung where you might expect to put a bayonet. Yep. Veritex, are you military? Crap, Zerbe was in a couple of the Matrix movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Counselor Hammond, I think it was his character.
Yeah.
The only time I've seen him play a good guy.
Yeah, there's a website.
Really made a career playing bad guys. He really did. And he's still with us, He's not dead. He's still with us. Great classic actor. I don't know if he's done anything in the last few years.
Okay. Internet Firearm Database. Smith & Wesson M76.
That's what I said.
That's what he said, yeah. M76.
There's a website called Guns of the Omega Man.
No way.
Pay attention, Shanotsky.
Last thing he was in was a movie called The Investigation in 2016. And he hasn't done anything since. So he's been gone for out of film and stuff for 7 years. 8 years. 8 years this year.
Yeah, and the weapon that's that looks like a sniper rifle is actually a Browning automatic rifle.
Oh, that's a BAR?
Yeah, it's a bar, yeah.
Holy shit.
But it doesn't sound like a bar.
Yeah, the BAR was the
first
light
automatic
machine gun that was carried on the platoon level. And it was the precursor to the I'm giving you a military lesson. Hold on. It was the precursor to the M60. It was replaced by the M60. And then the M60 was sort of replaced by the SAW. And they downgraded because the SAW carries nothing more than a glorified 223, a 22. It's the same round as the M16.
Yeah, answer from Veritex.
Outstanding. You will enjoy Monday. I'm going to pause this for a second to promote again our show on Monday, which is, let me pull it up real quick here. Military Monday is going to be this little dandy. Let me share screen. There it is. Boom, baby. Military Monday, We Were Soldiers, starring Mel Gibson, Sam Elliott, with Greg Kinnear and Billy Pepper. There's some other ones. There's civilian actors that are in the story, but our primary focus is talking about military. And if some of you guys don't know, I work directly for Dale Dye, the guy behind Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers, The Pacific, and all that. I work in, basically a lot of military stuff. I'm a veteran, and I love talking about military history in cinema and in television. We do a lot of coverage for SEAL Team and other military shows if they're worthwhile. We don't want to promote shows that are crap. We did one episode of Echo 3. It's just a terrible
Jesus Christ,
show.
we did 4.
And I have a close friend that's in it, Fahim Fazli.
Yeah.
But I cannot stand the military advisor on that show. It's terrible. Terrible tactical stuff. Omega Man has a lot of good close-ups of guns. Yeah. BR was a bipod. Yep. You could actually put it on a single. one of the ways I saw a guy doing it in combat was he put the bipod, pinched it together, and sat it down, and he was able to pivot and turn the weapon and use it. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking cool. You can do that. More maneuverability while still not having to hold the full weight of the weapon. He did it on the end of a vehicle. He was shooting over top of a vehicle, and he pinched the bipod together and just set it like a monopod, and just was rotating the shit out of it, firing. My grandfather was mounted a Hotchkiss machine gun during World War I in the trenches of Germany. Well, against Germany. It was mostly in France. My grandfather was a chemical mortar battalion. My dad was nuclear or atomic artillery, and at one time was trained on mortars, but he stuck to the bigger guns later. Retaking of Italy in World War II, so it's kind of in the blood. Roger that, man. Roger that. But yeah, check our show out on Monday if you like military stuff. Plus, Don Ecker and I do a show called Dangerous Military Nerds on Wednesdays. And last Wednesday, go to our channel on right here. You're watching us right now. Go to our channel, and you will find a show called Dangerous Nerds. This last one, we had Rod Lurie, the director of, he's a veteran, graduate of West Point, and he directed the movie, the best war film of the last decade, The Outpost. So,
besides that, it was one of the funniest show we've ever had. Man.
He's hilarious, dude. I love Rod. We talked about that time when he got in trouble because he called Danny DeVito a testicle with arms and legs.
Hey, I've got that website shared that guns the Omega Man.
Oh, cool. Share it in the chat, man.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Go check that out, man. That's really cool.
What is my
Doughboys fighting in Ardent? Yeah. My grandpa he fought at Bellewood. He wasn't in the first part of the battle because he wasn't in the Marine Corps. He was in the Army. The Army, his unit was sent forward to hold the position for the Marines as they stepped back to take some R&R. And I loved his description of those Marines were crazy sons of bitches. He was one of those guys that said sons of bitches. I love that. And he says, they're come walking back, man, covered in, it looked like mud, but it wasn't mud. It was mustard gas that had caked up on them. And it had gotten so thick on them with their we call them pro masks, their gas masks, that in order to see, they poked the lenses out of their gas masks so they could aim their weapons, making their masks completely useless, really. But it's crazy shit. Marines were crazy in World War I, man. That's where they got the nickname from the Germans, the Huns. They called them devil dogs. And that's a name that stuck with them to this day. So, yeah, let's get back to the movie. That's a cool shot there. I like the way they look. They're interesting. But I'm not sure why they wanted to. They should have gone more for protective-looking hoods rather than monk-like hoods.
Yeah, apparently
Almost
Corey
like
Hart was inspired by this movie.
What was?
Corey Hart.
Oh, I wear my sunglasses at night. So that's a great song, dude. He gets a lot of shit. I like that fucking song.
You have to admire how in that apocalypse, those mutants go and pick sparkling clothes.
But by the way, the whole line "Sunglasses at Night" start as a joke, so it literally was never supposed to be a serious song in the first place.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it's got really serious subject of what he's saying to this girl in the song, and then it has too much of a hook with the chorus, and I think that's what hurt him with that release of that song is it became too popular and too quickly. And I think Corey would have had a longer career because he does good music. I like Corey Hart's stuff. But that song became too popular and it was too, what's the word I'm looking for? Catchy, too popular, and then the whole sunglasses thing, that destroyed him.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, I get it. You're going to kill me, but can we leave off the dunce cap? I mean, he's got it off here, but when they're bringing him out.
They found out that he bought Hogwarts Legacy. This is what the entire movie's about.
Yeah, it's about. But once again, I want to point out that they are the dominant life on this earth now. And it's something I don't think they touch well enough on in this film, this version of the story, because he's really the bad guy in this story. And he's supposed to be, and he's not in this film because, and that's the big change they make, is that he is going to help bring about the cure, and therefore becomes a Christ figure at the end.
Yeah, literally has a crucifixion pose, if I remember.
Yeah,
right.
at the end. You son of a bitch. She was gorgeous, dude. She was in a lot of films and TV back in the day.
Very beautiful.
She reminds me of Eartha Kitt, who I had a huge crush on as a kid. I wish Keith was here because he and I like to talk about Eartha Kitt. So many stories about Eartha Kitt I love to tell. Because she was no nonsense, don't take bullshit off any motherfucker. She bit Orson Welles' tongue. It says lip. She bit his tongue when he tried to French kiss her at a table, uninvited. Nice. Orson Welles tried to French kiss Eartha Kitt when he was doing a stage play with her, tried to put the make on her, and she's like, not going to have any of that shit. Ooh, pyrotechnics. Those boxes look new. They are not weathered well at all.
Dude. Worst adaptation ever.
Worst box ever.
I
do love this movie, though. Don't ever get it wrong. As much as I make fun of some things in it, I really do love this film. Thank you, Pat. Yes, please do like, subscribe, leave a comment. It helps with our algorithm. I hope everybody does enjoy what we do. I love talking about old movies, and look at that Evel Knievel jump there. Ooh, baby.
Well, the thing about it is, it's not a matter of that this is bad per se. It's just a lot of the other ones are better. That makes sense. Like something can still be great, but there can still be movies that are greater, like Blade Runner or The Thing. Doesn't mean I don't love American Psycho.
Well, it's like, because I always tell people, there he looked like Arnold. See that? Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? Get away from the gun.
Robert Neville, I'm a scientist. Oh, wait, I gotta put my glasses on so you understand that.
Oh man.
Yeah, because see, this is the change to do it, because he actually is the last man on Earth originally. This is kind of my problem with the Will Smith one as well. Oh, there actually are people around. It's like, why did you have the title of the last man on Earth?
Yeah. By the way, she was in another film that I really, really liked from way back in the day, 74, 75. Sidney Poitier, Bill Cosby, Uptown Saturday Night. J.J. Walker, I think, is in that, or he's in the sequel. I can't remember. But I really did like that film. And she was also she was in a lot of blaxploitation films back in the day. And one of them she was in was the film, and I do love this film too, is Dr. Black and Mr. Hyde. Does anybody remember that?
Yeah.
The shame about that, though, because of Bill Cosby, and this is the shame with like scandals in time, is there's people who literally will not check out great movies because X person is in them.
Oh man, another one she's in has Bill Cosby again in it, but it also has Robert Culp in it. It's called Hickey and Boggs, and it was an action spy show or movie that they did together. It's a real movie. It was released in the theater because I saw it in the theater. My dad, and really good film. She's in it again. She's in the made-for-TV movie Go Tell It on the Mountain, which is a good flick. It's got what's his name? Young Ving Rhames is in it, but Paul Winfield is the main character in it. But Rosalind Cash, she's in it too, and good films.
Thank you, Pat.
Oh, Pat. That's right, Pat. No matter what Doomcock says, and I love Doomcock. It's the only cock I love, other than my own. And he's full of shit. Don't you geez me, young woman.
Why are you like that?
Young lady. But I got to tell you, man, he's clearly not. If you understand story structure and how a film needs to have a theme, a plot, and a premise, and an arc, he can't be a replicant. But yeah, Pat, fuck you. You triggered me, you cocksucker. Love you, buddy.
I love how the guy's jacket has a middle finger.
Yeah, I know. It's painted on there in red. Yeah, I noticed that earlier. It's funny. But, it's like it took this incident with the vampires to find out that there are these other people. And there's another guy. He's in one of my favorite films of all time, Freebie and the Bean. He's one of the villains in it. The guy driving the car.
That, if you haven't seen it, watch The Stuntman. Peter O'Toole.
Oh, The Stuntman. Yeah, great film. Yeah. Classic. Look at that big screen TV. It's not even real. If only they had big screen TVs back then. Yeah, I think the biggest screen I saw as a kid was 17 inches, I think. Like, man, that thing's huge. And finally, we got one of those, what are they, console TVs.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, color TV, and that was amazing. But I was reminded years later, you might be a redneck. Because I remember when that TV tube went out, my dad bought a new TV, black and white, and put it on top of the console.
Yep. My family did that too. They bought it like a 19.
Because it's furniture. It's no longer a TV. It's just furniture. But you might be a redneck. Okay, yeah, definitely. There are a lot of plot issues in this. Now, I'm going to tell you that once everybody died, there's going to be a surplus, but it's only going to last a year to 2 years. And they would have to learn how to run a refinery. It would be part of the job. You would have an endless supply of oil. You would have endless supply of petroleum.
As long as you could get it from where it is,
but you would have
to the refinery.
To transport it, and you would have to be able to refine it, and in the process of refining that, you get 3 products. You get motor oil, diesel, and gasoline. 3 products out of the refinement process.
One of the things that was so stupid about C, they find gasoline that's like old and it still works. Like, what? No.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Gasoline absolutely goes stale, and it won't do anything, because the actual petroleum part of it is a gas, which is why it's called gas. And it evaporates out of it, and it's just a liquid after that.
That's why it smells so badly at petrol stations.
That's why I told somebody, because when I was with emergency rescue, the fire department used to go and show displays where they would use a cat litter box, and they would put a little fire in there, and then they would put the fire out with gasoline. Because when you dump it right on top of it, there's no oxygen. And the liquid gasoline doesn't burn. It's the fumes coming off the gasoline that burns. And so you smother the fire with gasoline. And I was blown away by that. I was like, oh, wow. I remember as a kid, like, learning that, going, you could do that? Yeah.
Now, the question is, if the gasoline has been stored on sealed drums, can you shake them in order to mix the gas with the liquid?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that one. I don't know.
Look at that quadraphonic stereo system.
I guess I'm the only boy. Someone's going to get it on.
I guess the other guy was, what am I, chopped liver?
What am I, chopped liver? Yeah, and of course, he's always played kind of cuck-like characters in films. Like even in Freebie and the Bean Man, James Caan is like fucking around with his girlfriend in another room in order to get in his head to get him to give him answers. He always plays characters that are kind of weak, wussy characters. And so, of course, they would pick him to play this character because Chuck Heston can't have any competition, man. He's the Arnold Schwarzenegger of his day. And even they look a lot alike, I swear to God. They both have a gap. That's why I always liked Chuck Heston, and because I have a gap, and I always liked the fact that there were these movie stars that had gaps, and then Arnold goes and fixes his teeth. Fucker.
I still find it. And another thing about them, they both had amusing voices that people love to make fun of.
Heston with the way he said things. He's in the movie with Gregory Peck called The Big Country, and Peck, before he leaves town, decides to finally fight him, but not in front of everybody, because that's what his girlfriend wanted. She wanted him to fight for her honor in front of everyone. He's like, he doesn't do that. So he shows up before he leaves town at like 0:30, knocks on his door in the ranch house. He says, I came to say goodbye. And Heston said, well, I guess we'll go outside. And they go outside and they have like this 10-minute long, it was at its time, it was the longest fist fight in Hollywood history. And they go out and fight. And it's beautifully shot. Two piss ants in one shot, two piss ants fighting in a giant valley, and at the end of it, they're exhausted. They're barely able to throw punches at each other. They're just on the ground, and they just look at each other. And then Heston says this great line. He goes, you should take a long time to say goodbye. I love that fucking moment. Oh, here we go. More gunplay.
Yep. I still love the SNL where they have Charlton Heston doing the book on tape version of Madonna's sex book.
What?
Oh, you never saw that one?
Oh, no.
Oh, God. It's Phil Hartman is him. It's like,
Phil Hartman. I love
I'm not sure about these words. Can't I just say vagina?
Can't I just say vagina? Let me see. Well, with the tank, it might depend on the quality of the seals. Absolutely. Those would eventually wear down. The problem is that I see is that you would have a separation still within the tank. And there'd be no evaporation. But so, and I think your question was if you shook it up, would it be usable? And that's a good question. I would like to find that out myself. I'll actually research it and we'll find out later. Isn't it the statue they use in Hawaii? That one.
Yeah, it looks like Kamehameha.
Yeah. I wonder what would hurt worse, being hit in the head with that flashlight or one of the mag lights. No, mag light, dude. Mag light.
It's made to hit people.
It is designed specifically to hurt. Let's see. Hey, guys, loving the show. Thanks, Pop Goes the World. I think this is the first time I've seen you, dude.
Yeah,
that's great.
Welcome.
A lot of firsts on today's show. Glad to see you guys.
Jeebus, what took you so long?
And Monkey Jeebus, hello, thank you. Come again. That's our good friend Monkey.
That's why we haven't had a breach yet, because Jeebus wasn't here.
Yeah. Oh, now you've ruined it for him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's gonna surprise you guys.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I like this scene a lot. Even though this diverges. Oh, Petri dishes. Look at that. By the way, I've wanted to throw a thing party for years. A theme party based on The Thing and have Jell-O shots in Petri dishes. And everybody has to dress up like they're in the Arctic. And I thought it would be a lot of fun. I've wanted to do it for years.
Look,
a blood test.
Look the comment. Look the comment.
Back door. Okay, hold on. Here we go. I'll do 3 videos for that. That gets 3.
No, technically it's only 1 because if you go the back door, that's the front door, and you go the back door again.
Nah, that's fine.
I'm going to start with this one.
Go! Use the back door. I'll stall the crowd. Go, go.
I keep hitting it. What's going on?
Front door team and back door team.
You know Scan Dog's all about the back door, but quick question, when has splitting the party ever worked?
All right, where's your fuse box?
By the back door.
I didn't stop it. What's going on?
All right, where's your fuse box?
It's by the back door.
There we go. All right,
Gary,
back
have
to
you clipped the ultimate breach?
No, not yet. Not yet. You'll have to remind me after the show.
Okay, we'll do.
That reminds me of one of my other favorite famous jokes. My anus is bleeding.
Oh, Legends of the Brave World. I missed that. We have another new person in here. What is up? Oh, Brave Bard. I'm sorry. Are you fucking laughing at, Shinatsky? Fuck you.
You just made me go like, oh my god, shit, did I forget someone? Can't you read, man?
I'm blind.
I'm old.
Yeah, Paratex, I'm in the
Oh my god, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a deep fake of this. I'm going to deep fake and put Arnold, and I'm going to do my own voiceover for all the dialogue with Heston. I think it'll be fun.
Yes.
Or somebody
Heston
that can do a better
Arnold.
Arnold than me would be awesome. God, she is so gorgeous. Look at her.
I love in movies, every time they want to do scientisty stuff, they always put on glasses.
Well, it's because scientists are nerds, and nerds always wear glasses. Except for you, Shinatsky. You have perfect eyes. They're really pretty, by the way.
Lucky.
I know how you look. You've got very pretty eyes.
Anima doesn't wear glasses. Anima's not a nerd.
She wears contact lenses.
I am blind. I wear lenses.
She's blind as fuck.
I'm that blind that twice I stumbled over my
I
cat
refuse to
on the way
wear
bathroom.
glasses for you, Gary, even though you have the librarian. What is that called? Fetish.
Fetish.
Librarian fetish does not turn me on.
Let me finish. I'm that blind that twice on my way to the bathroom to put the lenses in, I stumbled over my cat and got a black eye because instead of my hand, I hit the bathroom door with my face.
Oh my god!
If you're gonna go that far, just go all the way with it being like a teacher and just make it like, Professor, are you sure we should be doing this?
Oh my god, he keeps doing it. He's making up.
What in the hell, monkey?
Somehow the chat is more degenerate than we are. Somehow.
And that's not easy.
Oh man, I remember those glass bottles.
Oh yeah, back before they used plastic. Oh my god, yeah.
Imagine have to go up 4 stories of stairs with one thing of those.
Now I want to point out something with this young kid here. I remember him most from a TV show. It's one of my favorite shows called Room 222. That came.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was from 1969 to 74. I never missed an episode of that show. What a great show.
Is that probably the same guys that eventually did Married with Children?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to remember what their previous thing was. Or it was
I'll go look it up real quick. Hold on. Let me go look it up. Michael Constantine I think he was the principal or something in that school. I love that show. Lloyd Haynes, played Peter Dixon. Karen Valentine was in it. She played one of the teachers. What a great show. What a great show. But let me go look it up on IMDb. Hold on. Room 222. And creator, holy shit! That was James L. Brooks.
Oh, no. I was thinking Michael G. Moyer, 227. Yeah. 1985 to 1990.
Yeah, but that's James L. Brooks, man.
Wow.
Man, he was involved with everything in the 80s and 90s. Good grief. He's the writer also of one of my favorite films with Jack Nicholson, As Good as It Gets. He wrote Terms of Endearment. He was creator, writer of Mary Tyler Moore's Show, Broadcast News. He's one of the developers of The Simpsons back when it was good. God, man, he was involved with a lot of stuff.
It's crazy.
Taxi
There are
is
more
another one he was
bad
involved
Simpsons
with.
seasons than good now.
Justice is blind. How much time we got left? Oh, we're almost to the end of it. Yeah, he was a good actor, man. I put him up there with Lance Kerwin as being very popular back in the 70s.
Who we just lost recently.
Why people gonna kill me?
Oh, the vampire.
When they're albinos, they're super white.
Yeah, these super white people. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I gotta put this up. Oh, this is awful.
Racist and proud, homie.
I always was curious what was with the constant sores. Does anybody remember what was with that?
Well, they're dying of the disease.
Oh, there's a street you guys know that's from Blade Runner. It was also used in Star Trek, the original series.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the a piece of the action.
Used in Piece of the Action, also for the one where they go to the planet where kids go crazy one night a month or some shit.
See, this entire movie is about how white people are evil.
The something syndrome. I can't remember.
The one about Landru.
Yeah, Landru. What was it? Something syndrome.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
The chaos syndrome? Something like that.
Are you not of the body?
Are you not of the body?
But no.
Landru.
She gets infected, then she turns white. Thus evil.
Well, she was infected already. But her transformation was, I don't know.
Quick. A little too
Gary,
quick. Hair doesn't just go white. It grows out white.
Though, Gary, should we be offended for them putting her in whiteface?
Shut up.
Shut up. What the hell,
just shut up.
We got a banner just for you, Shinatsky.
Keith is so disappointed in you right now. Oh, and there's the banner. Fucking
Shinatsky. Without Keith here, I'm not sure how to navigate racial politics. Where did my magic Negro go?
And by the way, Penny, good morning. I hope you're having a good day. That is, of course, Dork Knight's mom. Legend of Vox Mac, and I can't decide if I love it or hate it. I got to tell you, man, just open your heart to it, and it's worth it. It's worth it to just. No, I tell you, I fucking love that show. It's so they got woke actors in it, but it is so not woke. It's just so.
I think funny. You chose the wrong phrase. No, it shouldn't be open your heart. It should be open your back door, baby.
Open your back door, baby. Oh, another back door. Hold on.
Oops. There.
Oh, Backdoor Gary's matinee, formerly Backdoor Gary's butter bar barking. Oh, fuck you, Monkey. Oh my God, I got to get a new one. I will play this. I will play this momentarily. Hold on, let me do this one. I fucking love this one.
Betty, bring me everyone. What do you mean everyone? Everyone!
And because it's not a backdoor video, but I'm playing these because I just wanted to play them for Monkey. And this one too for you, Monkey.
How do you write women so well?
I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability.
That look on her face.
Like, what? You know what we should have called today's episode? We should call it the Omega Backdoor.
The Omega. And you know, whenever and as much as I love this movie, when I hear the words "the Omega Man," you know what pops in my head first is actually the song by the Police.
Oh, I thought you would have
Alpha
thought
Ghost
the
in the
album.
Machine. Ghost in the Machine, the song Omega Man. I love that song.
You know what, Gary? You have one black dude on the show and you have one girl on the show, and you keep offending them both. Do you want to get rid of us so hard?
You guys are so not offended by me, and it's funny because you guys understand me better than anybody.
Charlton Heston's upset. They destroyed his TV.
Wouldn't
now
you?
I will no longer be able to watch.
Yes, I'm almost on the last payment. Someone paid that thing off.
This world. You have brought nothing but TV destruction.
Look, that guy's holding the axe right, but the dude behind him with the machete holding it all wrong.
He wants to ask him a question.
Oh my God.
Yeah, her hair being white's ridiculous. There's no reason for her hair to be white. And all he wants to do is save her.
Yeah, but he failed the first rule.
Don't stand near art when in battle.
No, I know he didn't secure the area. You first
Yeah,
secure
you gotta secure the area.
And then tend for the people.
You check your rear.
Oh, he got speared. Oh shit.
Yes, in the
Sorry, I was aiming at something else. It's okay. It's just a flesh wound.
Why are my hands bleeding suddenly?
I just need to lie down for a second. Hey, are you okay over there? Woo, that spear. Woo, took the wind out of me. Woo.
That's the spirit.
That's something I'd love to do. Oh yeah, now it cuts to the next day.
Hey, I'm a dad. I'm allowed to make dad jokes.
Yeah, okay. You're a dad who loses to his
In,
daughters.
in the end, Robert Neville got the point. Finally.
Shut up, Hey, I know you're not as manly as me, but now's your chance to finally nail her. Because I'm dead. Hey, what about us? You're all too young. Come back when you're 18. First dead person. Sucks, kid. Let's go.
Hey, kids, you want to pose for a picture in front of the dead guy? Yay!
Yeah, what was that scene in Dirty Works? I've never seen so many dead hookers in trunks. Boy, I sure have. Marley.
So, where you kids want to go
And
now?
there it is.
Can we go to
The
Disneyland.
Jesus moment.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the film, man. I like this film a lot. It's silly, some of it, but the fact is, for the time, this thing was really ahead of its time. It really was. It was something else to, and I remember seeing it with my dad. I was so grateful in many ways for one thing with my dad kidnapped me as a kid, was that whenever he went to see an R-rated movie, he had to take me with him because there was no one to babysit me. So I saw a lot of R-rated movies as a kid. And
that explains a lot.
And what's so funny with my dad is he didn't know sometimes whether to cover my eyes or my ears. And we went to see Serpico with Al Pacino in the theater. And my dad was just leaning over, like covering my ears. And then like we'd hear the scene where there's like a bunch of stuff happening. And he's like going back and forth on my eyes and my ears. And I'm just looking right through his fingers. I'm not missing anything. I saw everything.
Yeah, I would have said, given your language, he covered your eyes most of the time, not your ears.
Yeah, Serpico's a hell of a movie, man. If you've never seen it, it didn't traumatize me or anything, but that hit me when he gets shot in the face through the door, when he gets stuck in the door jam and his face is in that door and he can't get out, and knowing that some of the cops that are with him set him up, and that guy walks up to him and just puts that 32 up to his face and pulls the trigger, and you see the bullet hole in his cheek and blood starts coming out. I'm like, and unlike most people, I wasn't traumatized. Like, oh my God. I was like, how did they do that? because that's how because I love movies and I love how they make movies, and I was fascinated by that. But Heston, this once again, just like with Soylent Green, they were experimenting at that time. There was that 5 to 6 year window where they couldn't figure out with modern film how to make blood look right on camera. And they experimented and experimented. It looked too frothy or it looked too thick like paint. This film had that problem. It's orangish red, and it looked like, what do you call that paint? Finger paint that we used to get when we were kids. It looked like that. Finally, they figured out somewhere in the 70s that Karo syrup with red food dye, bingo. Or George Romero, use pig's blood. Just use real blood. And what's neat about that is it actually does what blood's supposed to when you do that. It'll clot and it'll scab. And you'll get the stains will look right on clothing and it'll look right on your skin. But it's really kind of gross having pig's blood on you. So, but I hope everybody enjoyed it. I enjoyed it today. I think it's going to get better. We're going to start doing this every Saturday and Sunday. If it's a movie, if it's a TV show, we'll just talk about it with pictures and stuff. But if we're going to talk about a movie, I want to do it this way because I love doing that. And I'm really upset that I'm not free on Tuesdays right now to do Toxic Tuesday because it's one of my favorite things to do. And being on there with Nick and the guys, I love it. Tom was on there this last week. It's one of my few chances to get to hang out with him, and of course Brian. But Brian often is on this show, but he's not here today because it's birthday weekend.
Yeah,
it's his birthday, and happy birthday to Brian, that 70s rock fan.
Happy birthday!
And he is the big 6-0 today, and we love you, Brian. Also, I want to remind everybody. Yeah, he's a year ahead of me. I didn't know that. I thought it was older than him, but he's actually older than me by a year.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Crap. So once again, Pat, if you can share that link, please support our friend, 24/7 Fusion Media. He needs it, even if it's just $1. Every little bit counts. And the best part is it's a GoFundMe. You can go back whenever you got some change and just toss it at him. And I do it today, right now. I got to wait until I get paid for some more work. I'm absolutely at a negative balance. My bank account is $4.95 short because every month I get that fee, that $4.95 fee that's taken out for processing and all that shit. It's Bank of America. They have that $4.95, and I was right at zero, and now it went to $4.95 negative, and it'll sit there until I get paid. What's that? At first, I thought that was James Caan. Rest in peace, Jimmy. Yeah, God bless. I love that guy. Dork was on Polly's stream. Are you stalking Dork? Isn't Brian taking over on Tuesday?
I told him. Chris is going to make that announcement.
Yeah, but that was meant to be not known.
Yeah, well.
There it is. I was going to let Chris announce that. So I'm not going to say it out loud because that's Chris's place to announce that on Tuesday.
So it's a rumor, only a rumor. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, consider the source.
Yeah. Fucking monkey exactly. Cheebus. Fucking high, saying shit that's not true.
Monkey spubus.
And stop stalking Dork, please.
He doesn't stalk Dork.
He doesn't stalk. He just follows you everywhere you go.
I'm a better detective than the Batman. The Batman. Yeah, there was no detective work done in it. The best detective work was done by Penguin.
No, that movie is in essence, let's do everything that the maniacal madman wants, and then we stand in shock as things go bad.
I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, we're good. Bill, are you here? Bill, would you pop on for a second so I can introduce you to everybody? Bill? I don't know if he's here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there he is. There he is. This is Bill Skywatcher from KGRA Radio, digital broadcasting, and radio. I'm on Mexican radio. Classic fucking song. But Bill is our producer for many of the days during the week. And then, of course, Chanel does Wednesdays. But she stood in for you this week on, what day was it?
Yesterday.
Was it Friday? Yeah, she did the show. It was fun hanging out with her yesterday.
Cool.
She actually showed us, she pulled her hat off to show us her mohawk. It's really cool.
Don't you think I'm taking my cap off? Because I'm not. That's not happening.
That's just Gary. Gary always likes undressing people or make them undress.
No, I do not. What are you? You get me fucking reported to HR.
Hey, what you guys do in your private streams is nobody else's business.
Yeah, just don't cross your streams. So, Bill, I want to thank you, man, for doing the shows. And
a pleasure.
Really, Keith and I are very proud. All of us are proud to be part of KGRA now. I hope that people are enjoying the shows, even though today's really a visual show, but you get a lot of our chucklehead fucking comments. Hopefully people...
You guys didn't even mention about, which I don't even like mentioning because I don't consider it, the reboot of the Omega Man.
Oh, because it's not real. It's crap.
That's why
it's crap.
Well, but
we did mention it. We did mention at the beginning that we're not going to talk about
it. And Mark is always okay.
Yeah, the movie that's worth mentioning is the first adaptation called Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price, which is, in my opinion, thus far the closest adaptation to the film on film, the book on film by Richard Matheson. Keep Gary on Fuel Up and don't forget to comment. Amen.
Yep.
Amen.
It's so weird too because they decide not to change his name.
Oh,
And then this
Neville?
one, they have him as the Robert Neville. Nothing about the actual plot and the ending is the same. And then the Will Smith one completely changes the ending as well. So there's no like definitive version of I Am Legend.
Yet. I personally think that they should do a mini series based on the book and finally adapt it across the board correctly. Because in the end, he really is, he doesn't mean to be. Just like, again, I'm going to bring this film up, Falling Down is a great example because Michael Douglas's character really believes he's right. He's justified.
Good movie. I thought that was a good movie.
Oh, it's a great fucking... And at the end, when he realizes he's the bad guy, he's so crestfallen. And I actually teared up watching that scene. I really do.
I have a request because we got to wrap up in 5 minutes. But I have a request for a future show. Future movie because the new movie.
You should join us if we do it too. Yeah, what is it?
John Wick.
Fuck yeah. I introduced Anima to John Wick and she's lost her mind on that. She loves it so much. But I have trained her so well, Bill, to watch for military and weapons handling that she caught something I missed with John Wick because I'm so caught up in Keanu.
Yes, I did.
Tell him what you caught.
I caught him with his trigger finger on the trigger.
All the
While
time.
he was running. He wasn't shooting all the time. He's
when you're not firing a weapon, your finger should be outside. And I'm surprised his trainers didn't catch him doing that.
You guys got to get a close up on that.
Yeah, he's fingering that thing like it's his girlfriend, man. And it's like, stop it, Keanu. Also, get a younger girlfriend. He needs a younger... No, I'm just kidding. His girlfriends look really nice. She's
Number
really
4
nice.
is coming out in a month.
What's that?
The 4th one is coming out in a month.
I know, dude. I'm so looking forward to that. What Anima and I will do is she will go see it and I will go see it at the same time. Her in Croatia and me here, and then immediately talk after the movie.
The long distance relationship movie.
That's what we did last time. What movie was that we did that with?
Black Adam.
That was
man,
Black Adam.
Gary, I fear what's going to happen when you two have sex.
Oh my gosh. You're going to get it now, Shania. You're done.
Do you think about my penis when you think about that? I'm just curious. I'm asking for a friend.
You seem awful.
Like, no,
how often does my penis come up in your mind? How often does it pop up in your brain?
Way more than I'd like, Gary. Way more than I'd like.
Oh, shit.
That means more than one time.
Here's your reason, guys.
Those of you listening on the radio show, I just made my finger look like my penis and I kept pushing it down.
Oh, is that why it's so small?
Hey, I suffer from the Irish curse, man. I'm Irish.
Let me save the audience from this with this comment from Monkey, which complements the Bill's idea. Let's do the
no,
each
absolutely.
movie.
I say we do all of them, and then when Wick 4 comes out on video on demand, we can do an episode about that. But absolutely, I'm all for it because I love the John Wick films. It's a return. He does just like he and Tom Cruise seem to be completely simpatico on doing things for the audience.
That's what happens when Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves have sex. It's called simpatico.
Simpatico. Oh my god!
I would like to point out that I don't know the audience at all, especially this Jeebus person.
Who the fuck is this guy? Where'd he come from?
Strong. I'm gonna go check the back door. Back door.
Oh my god, Don!
Hello, Don.
Don is here to chastise me.
By the way, we got like a minute, but I want to ask one question.
Yeah, buddy.
Tomorrow's Dark Side of the Ring, but what do we have to look forward to Military Monday with you and everyone?
Again, let me show you real quick. Share screen. Share the screen. Yeah.
Present.
I'm not going to do that. On Monday, we are going to be showing, talking about We Were Soldiers, a very good Vietnam War film from a fantastic book by Hal Moore and James, I just forgot his last name, Gallo, James Gallo, a reporter. And he picked up weapon and fought alongside these soldiers. These fucking Rangers. He fucking stood right there and fought with them because they had to defend their position. They were overrun. There's a broken arrow, and it's scary shit. Heavy film, a lot of heavy themes, great acting. I had some problems with some of the way it was shot, but that's just look. I work for Dale Dye, so I'm very picky about that. But it is a great fucking war film. It really is,
dude. It's the game of chess that both commanders are playing is
yeah.
Hey, that's what I said. That's like
I hate to be that
we
guy,
gotta go,
but
Bill.
we gotta
I know
go.
we gotta go.
You gotta go.
Gotta go. Thanks a lot, guys. Dorkside's tomorrow, same time, same channel. Everybody have a great Saturday. Adam and I are gonna watch some movies and TV. See you guys later. Y'all come back now.